Hey everybody, so we're going to do part 2 of the Bravely Default rated series of videos. So we're going to rate the job costumes in this game, because some of the job designs in this game are awesome. And everyone has generally just a slightly different look for every job. So we're going to rate the job overall out of 10 based off how everyone looks. And then I'm going to pick out the person I think looks the best in that particular job. And then I'll talk about a little bit about the job, how I found it during the game, whether it was viable, whether it wasn't. Just stuff about it, because I can't really make a video about the in and outs of every single job at this point and break it down to the minute detail, because I just don't have enough experience with them yet. So I'll go over what I do know. I'm not going to try and bullshit you over things I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. All right, so let's start with Freelancer. It shocks me how viable these jobs are generally in the Bravely Default series of games, especially so I unlocked it with the other sequence of asterisk user fights. And the mimic ability by itself sounds overpowered as fuck. And the fact that this job, every job that you master, it enhances your ability, right? Ridiculous. But in terms of looks, oh, everyone looks so different in this job. It's really hard to nail down who looks the best. But overall, I'm going to give it, I'm going to rate this a bit higher. I'm going to give it, since they look pretty good, well, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 overall for the job, in terms of how everyone looks. Who looks the best, though? You know what? Let's give it to my girl, Adele. I like the belly dancer motif she's going for, and I do like the scarf. Everyone looks pretty damn good, though. Elvis looks good. Seth looks pretty good. Well, we'll give it to Adele. Black Mage. I am not... Okay, some of these are looking pretty damn new to me. So Elvis, yeah, Adele, looking pretty good. What did I give Freelancer? 7? No, Freelancer 6. Man, everyone's looking pretty damn good. I'm gonna give this job a solid 7. Man, Adele's looking pretty damn good in it too. Oh, that's looking pretty good. But I'm gonna give it to my boy Elvis. I'm gonna say Elvis looks the best as the Black Mage. White Mage, everyone looks pretty damn good in this job too. I am shocked at how good Seth looks. Love the hood. Love the hat. It's looking pretty damn good. This is one of Gloria's better looking jobs too. I almost feel like I need to give it to her by default because she doesn't look as good as other characters in a lot of jobs. Elvis doesn't look bad. Dell doesn't look bad. It's honestly between Seth and Gloria. You know what? As much as I want to give it to Gloria because she doesn't look as good in other jobs, fucking Seth looks awesome as a white mage. Overall, 7 out of 10 for the job, and Seth looks the best in this outfit. Vanguard, holy shit. For so much of the game, they get ridiculous attack power. Because of Attention Seeker, their second specialty, they can hit worth shit. And it isn't until you get dual wield, because obviously every weapon has an aim stat, that they can actually start hitting shit. And since they can, comes a way better job. But in terms of overall looks, I just love armor. I think the dudes look better than the girls. They got more detailing in it. I'm going to give, honestly, this job for looks, overall, it's a solid 8 out of 10. And my boy Seth here looks the best. The coloring's the best, and his armor's just... oh, maybe not quite as shiny as Elvis, but I do like the red, you know, the red, I guess, oh, loin piece or whatever, or kilt piece, with the kind of the cape there with the tassels. Seth wears it the best, 8 out of 10. Now Monk, such a good DPS class, loved it. Super viable the entire game, had it as a sub job almost in every fight for at least one character, just because of its default breaking abilities in terms of dealing damage, or bypassing default, I should say. So overall, I do like the job. I'm not a huge fan of the flowers on the chest for a lot of the characters. For Adele, it looks great. Seth, it looks pretty good too. But for Adele, and then she has it in the hair, and I just like the kind of the turquoise on black or a dark blue there. Oh, Seth looks pretty good. Not a fan of Gloria's. Not a huge fan of Elvis either. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Adele. Overall, 8 out of 10 for the whole job. And Adele gets it in terms of who wore it best. Okay, straight up, I'm not a fan of Bard classes. I didn't really use this one much during the game. I found buffs generally, I guess, maybe for me, maybe you can correct me, weren't super worth it a lot of the time. I was focusing on just having other people doing DPS or heals. So let me know your take on that. Not minding Seth as a Bard. Gloria. Elvis. Adele looks, oh my gosh, she looks like a character from Trails of Cold Steel. The main villain from that series, actually. Or at least the first two games. Oh man, it's between Adele and Seth. Honestly, okay, overall for the job, I'm going to give it a 6. I'll give it a 6 along with the Freelancer class. But who wore it best? Oh my god, is it Seth? I do like the red, the peacock thing going on in the back there. You know, Seth's pretty damn close, but I'm going to give it to Adele. I think Adele wears it best, so... Oh my god. 6 out of 10 for the job. Adele wore it best. Now, I'm sure a lot of people loved the Pokemon class that is, or the Pokemon trainer class that is Beastmaster. I'm just never really deviated towards those classes, though. But this guy could do a shit ton of damage in the game, especially when he gets his second specialty, Creature Comforts. Yeah, all stats are increased by the amount of numbers you've captured. That sounds ridiculous. Didn't really utilize it to its full potential, but sounds pretty OP to me. Because you could capture a crap ton of monsters. So in terms of who wore it best, it's kind of got that. Ooh, I do like. Yeah, she looks the closest to Annie Hall or whatever. Overall for the class, I'm gonna give it another. I'm gonna give it a solid 6. Just isn't my thing. Who wore it best though? Between these two. God damn it, it's between Seth and Gloria. I'm going to give this one to Gloria. Because it looks closest to the Asterisk user who used the job originally. Anyhow, I think that's how you say it. And I really liked her. She was so endearing in the goddamn game. So overall, we're going to give this class a 6 out of 10. Once again, Gloria wore it best. So Thief class. If I was just basing it on Seth alone for looks, I'd say 10 out of 10. I love the way Seth looks as a thief. The girls look okay. You know, they're dressing up a little bit. Actually, you know what? Elvis doesn't look too bad either. Girls don't look too bad. I like the guys way better. Overall, I'm going to give this job design 8 out of 10. Pretty damn slick. The thief, I didn't use a shit ton throughout the game. But I've heard Godspeed Strike gets ridiculous. In terms of viability, at least later on in the game it does. So I maybe should have used it a bit more. But who wore it best? Seth. Easy. So 8 out of 10. Seth wore it best. Now this job, I generally don't like jobs that have a RNG factor to them. So I very much stayed away from the Gambler class for much of the game. Fighting the Gambler again, though, during that Asterisk battle to unlock the last 3 levels of it, though, by far the biggest threat in that fight was the goddamn Gambler chick. So maybe I should give it another chance. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on the Gambler class was. Overall, for looks, though, damn, the guys are killing it. Girls, not super crazy about. Guys are looking pretty damn dope, though. Let's give this job, actually, because of the guys alone, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Who wore it best? Seth or Elvis? You know what? I'm going to give it to Seth, just because of the dark coat. I think it looks better. 7 out of 10. Seth wore it best. Berserker class. So damn slow, but some of the best abilities for mopping up random encounters or just regular fights. Especially frickin' level slash. Such a good goddamn ability for cleaning up mobs. Overall, I think, oh, this is by far one of my favorite looking classes. I'm going to give this one a solid 9 out of 10 for looks. And in terms of who wore it best, oh man, I do like the broken horn for Seth here. Oh, I just love the fur and the wolf, like the wolf hoodie. Love it. Oh, Seth. Oh, man. Oh, Adele was pretty good too. And I like the black wolf there. Oh, my boy Elvis. Honestly, for as badass as Elvis looks, this is going to shock some of you. I'm going to give it to freaking Seth. I just like the coloring a little bit more. And I love the broken horn. So 9 out of 10 for the class. Seth wore it best. Red Mage. Chain magic. Being able to cast any spell twice in a row automatically. Awesome master ability. Loved it. In terms of the class, how it looks, kind of looks like a flight attendant there a little bit. Well, maybe with a military girl. Ooh. Everyone's saying pretty good as Red Mage. So 8 out of 10 for the whole class. In terms of looks. Oh my god, who the hell wore it best? Adele looks pretty damn good too. So does Seth. But you know what? My boy Elvis wore it best. I had him as this class for a large part of the game. Love he doesn't have a cap on. You know, love his chin beard and his ponytail and this. Yeah. 8 out of 10. Seth wore it best. Now, Ranger. I very much adopted this class a lot later in the game. I felt it did a great amount of damage. And I found magic users weren't dealing as much damage as I wanted. Maybe I wasn't doing the right class combos, but I was able to fix Ranger, so I was doing a great amount of damage. Especially if I paired it with Berserker subclass or a Monk subclass. But generally I would just use this class's abilities by themselves because of the Apex Predator ability. And I would use the extracts constantly. And I still need to unlock its last 3 levels. Because from what I've seen, I can do even more damage with them. But anyway, when I was covering this game in terms of looks, we only saw the girls before the game was released. And I thought girls looked very okay. They've grown on me. They've grown on me. But the dude, oh my god, Elvis as a ranger looks fucking amazing. He looks so damn good. If I was just, once again, basing this on how Elvis looked, I would just give this class a 10 out of 10 in terms of aesthetics. But as his compatriots bring it down a little bit. So, overall, don't love Gloria's look. Seth isn't bad. And Adele really grew on me. So, overall, for the whole class, honestly, Elvis almost brings it up to a 9. So freaking close. But because of everyone else, I'm just going to give it an 8 out of 10. But Elvis by himself is a 10 out of 10. So 8 out of 10 for the class. Who are best Elvis without question. Shield Master, an absolutely necessary class for boss fights. I found anyway. I always had to at least have one of these guys in my party. Now, who did it best? I do like how they are meant to look like their castles or gates essentially in their getup too. Everyone looks pretty much the same. Generally. I do like her little crown here though, I will say for Gloria. You know what, Gloria? You're looking pretty damn good. Adele looks good too. Oh my god, is Gloria the best looking one? You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Gloria is the best looking Shield Knight. I just kind of like the little headpiece there. I like the white as well with the gray. Overall for the class, it's very basic. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And Gloria wore it best. I'm shocked to be saying that. Because I never used her as a Shield Knight the whole game. Pictomancer as a concept doesn't really do anything for me. It wasn't a terrible class. Who wore it? What would I going to give this class? I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10 overall. Everyone's kind of for me. In terms of who wore it best, though, honestly, I think my boy Elvis. I just do kind of like his cap there. Adele's pretty close, too. Yeah, so we're going to say, oh my god, what did I say? 6 out of 10? 7 out of 10? 6 out of 10 for the class. Elvis wore it best. Love me Lancer class, or Dragoon. I think I've been saying Lancer the whole damn time. Honestly, everyone looks pretty damn slick. I wish... Let me know if you guys found a way to make this class really viable, because I just felt like I wasn't getting as much damage as I wanted to out of this class. So I wasn't using it a terribly large amount. Would have loved to, because I just love the way everyone looks. Who wore it best? Shit. The guys, I like their coloring. I like the dark blue. The dark purple coloring. Oh my god, who the hell wore it best? Overall... You know what? I'm going to say... Fuck. Is it an 8 or a 9 out of 10? I cannot make up my fucking mind. Shit! I say 9 out of 10 in terms of looks for this class. Who wore it best, though? It's Seth or Adele. Oh my god, Elvis looks pretty fucking good, too. Okay, 9 out of 10 for the class. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think Seth wore it best. I just love the dark coloring mixed with the dark blue or dark purple as well. Or the black with the dark blue and purple. Or the black with the dark blue or dark purple. Fuck, can't even talk. Yeah, Seth wore it best. And 9 out of 10. Spirit Master. Okay, this class uses shit ton, especially because there is spirit. Because all of the spirits are on the field at the same time. The only thing that fucking sucks about that is it negates all the buffs you have after a certain amount of time. So, God, let me know if this class is not super valuable because I was using it for the longest time, but I hated the fact that if I wanted to use buffs, they would fucking get rid of them. Obviously, we get rid of any negative buffs too, or sorry, debuffs. So I had a really hard time thinking about this class and whether it was goddamn good or not. But in terms of how it looks, oof. Overall, it's not a bad looking class. It's not. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. But it's between the boys. Elvis or Seth. You know what? I'm going to give it to Seth just because he's got a bit more red coloring in the robe. So 7 out of 10 for the class. Seth wore it best. Swordmaster, once again, class I didn't use a ton during the game. I feel like it probably might get better endgame if I am ever able to unlock its extra abilities. In terms of overall look, oof, it's pretty damn good. The boys look slick as hell with the Swordmaster. Yeah, they just pop a bit more longer capes, better shoulder pieces. Overall, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10 for Swordmaster's looks. And you know what? I'm more partial to red than I am yellow. So 8 out of 10, Seth wore it best. And I just wish that so many of this class's abilities didn't rely on counterattacking. That's the other thing. Then we got Oracle. Once again, because I was using Spirit Master so much, I almost wasn't using Oracle as much as I felt like I should have, because I did like the haste buffs that it would provide. So overall, in terms of looks, I actually haven't seen some characters as this in a while. Overall, it's very much a 7 out of 10. Who wore it best, though? Oh my god, is it Seth again? Not digging the girls, really. Not digging Elvis, Adele. Fuck, it is Seth again. So, 7 out of 10 for the class. I think Seth wore it best, guys. Okay, so this I read about because I was looking up strategies for how to beat the Asterisk user's endgame. Because holy crap, those fights are hard. So apparently, Master Medic, combined with results guaranteed of the Phantom, just makes some of the Asterisk fights an absolute cakewalk because of the status ailments they can inflict, such as Paralyze, which is something that never occurred to me to do at all. So I looked up that little tidbit. So if you haven't seen that yet, this job mixed with the second or the master specialty of Phantom makes those fights a lot freaking easier. So there you go. Now, in terms of how this guy looks, or this job looks, it just screams Leprechaun to me. That does. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It's really not my cup of tea personally, but in terms of who wore it best, I'm a huge fan of the cowboy hat. You know what? I'm gonna say my boy Elvis wore it best. I just like the green, just that kind of leprechaun feel or whatever. So, oh my god, what did I say? 6 out of 10? 6 out of 10, always work best. Arcanist. Once again, not a job I use an absolute crap ton just because of the amount of damage you would deal to yourself. And it was a really slow class. So, I do like the boys with the goggles on quite a bit more. Overall, though, I'm going to say it's a 7 out of 10. The boys bring it up quite a bit. Honestly, fuck, is it Seth again that looks the best? Elvis does look pretty damn good. I just think Seth's darker hair goes better with it. So overall, 7 out of 10 for the class. Seth wore it best again. I love the goggles though. Yeah, so Bastion mixed with Shield Knight was my tank generally. The fact that Shield Knight can cover party members, and then this class can obviously use its, oh my god, what the fuck with abilities? Rampart and Volation to negate either magic or physical attacks. Awesome. Now, very much the same for everybody, just a little bit of a color swap. Overall for the class, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for looks. You know, the capes do look pretty damn good. But I'm going to say 7 out of 10. Who wore it best? Honestly, I think Adele. I just like the teal. I like the teal shoulders. They look pretty damn good. So 7 out of 10. Adele wore it best. Phantom, one of my favorite classes the whole game. Had Adele as it towards the end mixed with the martial artist class. And she was just able to deal damage all the time consistently. Now, overall, for this class, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 overall for the whole class. I'm generally, the boys bring it down for me, honestly. I don't think the boys look as good. The girls look way better. I just kind of like the mermaid look on the bottom there. Yeah, in terms of who wore it best, as good as Gloria looks, Adele with the blue knocks it out of the damn park. So 9 out of 10 for the job. Adele wore it best. Another job I had such high hopes for, but I once again didn't use very much. Let me know if you were able to find a way to make this job extremely viable. I'm very curious. So, Hellblade. Overall for costume design, I honestly want to give it a 7. I'm going to say it's a goddamn 6. I was expecting way more out of it. Yeah, 6 out of 10 for the job, and honestly, Elvis wore it best with the red. He looks the most imposing by far as his jab. Jab? Jaw. Blah. Brave Bearer. So, I haven't used this job a shit ton, but honestly, I had a... Towards the end of the game, actually, no, well, obviously we don't use the shit ton because we did it very late. But honestly, it's freaking true grit. Specialty BP increase of 1 per turn increase. Ridiculous. Awesome. Doesn't really excel anything in terms of recommended equipment as we see, but oh man, they are a great class. And I honestly, in order to make more of a commentary on them, I feel like I have to use them more, but generally from what I use, the fact that they would just get an extra BP every turn made them ridiculous. And generally speaking, their stats are freaking phenomenal as well. So they are a very good class. Now, in terms of who wore it best, everyone looks, I like how everyone just has a slightly different color too. We have blue, yellow, red, and green for the undercolor for the jacket. Now I wanted to give it to my boy Seth here, but you know what? Okay, first of all, I don't think it's, and once again, just like the special attacks, I don't think there's a 10 out of 10 job class in this game. They're all pretty good, but overall, 9 out of 10 for the job, and no one brings it down. Everyone looks great as it. I should maybe give it a goddamn 10. But honestly, 9's what came to mind. But if there was anything that was close to a 10 and closest to a 10, it'd probably be this. As good as everyone looks, and I like how Adele has her midriff showing very much like her freelancer job. And he looks closest to the asterisk user who had it originally. Yeah, even goddamn Gloria looks good. But honestly, Elvis looks the best. I like how we see his scarf a bit more because he's taller. I love how he has his hood up. Looks like a badass. The beard. Love it. So, overall, 9 out of 10 for Brave Bearer, and Elvis wore it best. So, everybody, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the jobs in terms of their viability, what your thoughts were in terms of how all the jobs look. Do you agree with my scoring? Do you disagree? Do you think some of them look way better than I give them credit for, or worse? And who do you think wore it best? So let me know. I just love making fun videos like this because the Bravely Default games, the job system is so good. And they did, by and large, even though I scored some of their jobs low, I generally thought the jobs still look pretty damn good. They did a great job with this game. Anyway, everybody, thanks for joining me for this rated video and rating everyone and how they looked in their various job costumes, and talked a little bit of how the jobs work too. I had a good time. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you later.